So I wrote to an incredible connection and I said, look, this is who I am. I attached my report card and I said, I need a laptop. I don't have a laptop. They gave it to me.
Good blood, bad blood. Good blood, bad blood.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Is there Money Talk Tuesday? And you already know, but we back at it. My name Chris the Hype, aka Dr. DripALot. You dig what I'm saying? You already know, boy. I can't afford to pull up on my own. I need my soldiers. I'm out here with my boy, my brother. Talk to him, bro.
Yo, what's going on? This is your boy Chief.
T for the one time.
The one and only. One more time for Money Talk Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. You already know, man. Money talk, money talk, money talk. Right? This is the talk for the youth, by the youth, with the youth. Right? And today, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very, very special guest. Right? Talk is cheap, brother. Who do we have today,
Hey man, as my brother said, this is literally the platform where we come alive, bring out the best to do the best, because that's what we do best. You know what I'm saying? Literally get financial freedom, and that is literally what we do best. This individual that is about to come up, this is no regular person, because that's what we do best, right? This person is a serial entrepreneur, right? Former entrepreneur speaker, publisher, founder of Hawker's Retail Company, founder of Money Tree Group, founder of Christopher Africa.
Sheesh.
I'm not even done yet.
Keep going.
Featured on Forbes Africa 30 under 30, top 200 young South Africans, featured on 100 most influential Africans in 2017, and voted #1 entrepreneur in South Africa by the Entrepreneur Organization. Wow!
Whoa!
No.
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. I'm ready. Are you ready, bro?
Man, for this?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
100%.
Let's get it.
Please help me welcome Tokologo.
Welcome.
How are you, my bro? How are you, man?
I'm
Please
good.
take a seat. Take a seat, man.
Thank you.
Sheesh, my brother, thank you so much, bro, for actually coming through. You know what I mean? This is Money Talk Tuesday, and we back at it. Before we start though, I just wanna, let's get a little comfortable. Brother Chief, how are you, my brother?
Hey
How are
man,
you, bro?
I'm too blessed to be stressed. You know what I'm saying? Another episode, another legend up on this. You know what I'm saying? About to get financial education.
100%.
Couldn't complain. How are you doing?
Me, bro, I am feeling amazing.
Man.
I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling
Man.
energized. I'm feeling hyped up. You already know it's in the name. You know what I'm
course, of
saying?
course.
My brother, how are you feeling, bro?
I'm great. It's December.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I'm happy. I'm going
Yeah.
to the bush soon.
Yeah, man.
So I'm very relaxed.
No, for sure. We love it. Before we even get into the nitty-gritty, because the real stuff, we always like to know. Brother, what's the first thing you did this morning?
I woke up. I read a book. I read 20 pages of a book.
Which
So
book?
I read every day. So I'm reading 48 Laws of Power now.
Yeah.
I exercised. Then I got ready to come here.
Yeah, man.
But it's December. December routine is chilled.
So normally, yeah.
Usually I'll wake up at 4. I'll do emails from about 4 to 6. And then I'll gym from 6 to 7. I'll shower. Then I leave the house.
100%.
But December's different.
Are you
So
more chilled
I
in December?
relax. Yeah. So I'm
for sure,
relaxed.
for sure.
I just, with that, brother, I just want to know, you know what I mean? Just when, you're introducing yourself to a person who doesn't really have an idea, who you are. And, just some of the people might know who you are. You know what I mean? So who are you, bro? Like, if you were, just to give us a short brief of, like, just, the guest that we have today, bro. How would you, describe yourself?
I think I would describe myself honestly and retrospectively. And so I'll tell you who I am based on my past experiences. So with human beings, when we answer that question, there's 2 ways we do it. The first way is I'll tell you about the idea of who I want to be.
Yeah.
Which is usually very dishonest. Because
Actually,
it's an idea.
To that, yeah.
To actually truly answer who you are, you must look at what you've done in the past, how you've behaved. It's a more honest account of who you are.
Your results,
You know,
actually,
not who you'd like or who you think you are, but who you actually are. So when I look in the past, I'd definitely say I'm someone that I love Africa. I'm unconventional, so I don't like the status quo.
Yeah.
I don't like those type of things, you know, belonging to groups. I'm a radical.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say at heart.
Yeah, I love
All
that.
my business ventures speak to that. I'm not a lover of authority, you know. So to that extent, I'd say I'm actually, in a weird way, I'm a free spirit.
Yeah. For sure,
You
yeah.
in a very weird way.
Yeah.
And I'm a creator. You know, I love creating value. I love expressing myself, whether it's through business mainly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who I am. And
Nice.
yeah,
Alright. So you where did you grow up? Like where were you born actually?
I was born in Pretoria, so I for the first part of my life that I remember, I don't remember where I lived when I was a kid, like
Yeah.
a child.
No, most definitely, yeah.
But I remember that I lived in Mamelodi at one point.
Yeah.
Particularly in my primary school years. And then I spent the majority of my high school, I grew up in Soshanguve, with my mother.
Also,
Okay.
So,
you've been in Joburg, Gauteng, the whole life.
yeah, my whole life, yeah.
Really?
I've been in Gauteng, yeah.
Your parents, where are they from?
My mother also Gauteng. They were moved, you know, when they took the land
Yeah.
from
so
us.
they were-
Yeah, so they stayed in Brits initially in the northwest.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a bakery there, and they were settled in Mamelodi, you know, when they took the
Yeah.
land. My parents, my dad comes from like Venda, that area, Limpopo, but more like the Venda area region, Tzaneen and so on. But they were also settled this side. Yeah, so
Okay, now for sure, now I love that. Now I was just wondering, like, you've been here, all your parents here as well. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
from Limpopo, you know, you've raised Lesotho.
Oh, okay, nice,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, at least, you know what I'm saying, there's a hometown behind it, you know, for sure.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
So us in December, we here.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Like,
so you just in Gauteng the whole time.
It's boring, man. I know.
You don't have Bumakaya Nyana, you're like,
That's,
you know
I
what?
know. That's why I love the bush. Oh, well.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. No, most definitely, man.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Nah, that's pretty dope, bro. You know what I mean? But then I just saw like, so which schools did you go to though? Like what's up? Like what?
My primary school, I went to Robert Hicks. It's a school in, where is that school? It's in Queenswood somewhere. And then my high school, I went to Clapham High School.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't go to any fancy school. Clapham is like I'd say it's a semi-government, private, semi-public high school. Yeah,
I know one of those. Yeah.
And then from there, I studied at UCT for 2 years until my business, one of the businesses started being a bit successful. I dropped out and I went back to Wits for a year in 2016.
Yeah.
Then I decided that varsity is not my thing. So I just focused on doing business,
So, like, personally, where you grew up, you know, was it a rich neighborhood, or like, was it like, you know, not really an unfortunate
No, I grew up in a township, bro. Like,
township?
Yeah,
You know, Kasi,
yeah,
you're like, you know what?
I mean, Mamelodi is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, Mamelodi is.
it's a township. Yeah.
How was it, you know, growing up
And-
there? Because, you know, I mean, there's not really much opportunities there in a township, you know, as per se. You know, like, how was it growing up how was it?
No, to be honest, I was happy. I mean, I think I developed a lot of philosophy during those days. So when I lived in a Wendy house outside my grandmother's house. So I didn't live inside the house.
Yeah.
I had a Wendy house with a lamp. I had a bed. I ate one meal a day, literally. So
Wow, yeah.
went to school. We didn't have money to buy lunch. Well, I ate when I came back. And people would look at that and say, "Yo, it was tough." I mean, if you look at my high school
I mean,
pictures,
yeah.
I was skinny. Only now when I look back, I'm like, I was struggling.
Like, yo.
But
It was rough back then.
Nama
you know.
Futsanya,
yeah,
I
but
feel
at the
like,
time, I was fine. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, who says we must live in houses that have 5 bedrooms? And
Yeah.
so at the time, that was my thinking. That what's so wrong with living in a Wendy house. I'm fine.
It didn't bother you. You're just
yeah.
happy that I'm living.
I'm living. Yeah.
I'm
I
eating
get to
something.
go to school.
Yeah.
I get to pursue my dreams. So I actually thought I was fortunate. I was
Wow.
chilled. I was very happy.
So were you like smart in like primary, high school? Were you like?
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, I was the dark scholar of my school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My high school career. Yeah, at the end of it, I was the president of our SRC. I was the dark scholar. I was the valedictorian.
Yeah.
I was the house captain.
Yeah, well.
I was the grade leader.
Alright.
I think I achieved everything in my high school.
Yeah.
I almost overthrew my principal. True story. True story.
So that was high school, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's take a young step back. So let's say now, we're in primary now. Let's say, me, Chief, I was your best friend. Let's say I was your best friend in primary.
Yeah.
Who's TK at that time? Well,
Totally
your best friend
different.
now. Like, who are you? Who's TK now?
Hey, I was naughty, guys, in primary school.
In primary, even.
I was naughty. I was bad.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't bad. I was different. So primary school, I did cornrows. I played soccer. I was the best soccer player.
Oh yeah.
I was like a cool kid, nyana, basically.
Yeah.
I used, in my younger days, I even used to be the bully, I was the boss of the group that bullies people.
Yeah.
When teachers cry, the principal would come in the classroom and without asking, they'd say, Tokologo, go out.
They already know.
They already know.
They know.
They already know what's
I
up.
was,
Yeah.
I was that bad.
Yeah.
Then I think around grade 6, I wasn't elected as a prefect. They elect prefects. But I was popular, so I thought I'd make it. But I think the teachers didn't vote for me or something.
You think it's because you were bullying other kids, innit?
Yeah, maybe I was
they're
not
like,
smart.
that bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always knew that I'm very smart.
Yeah.
So I knew my potential. And I think I changed in grade 7. The first day I came back to school, and all my peers were sitting on chairs. So in primary school hours, all the learners sit on the floor in assembly. If you're a prefect, you sit on the chairs with the teachers. So I saw them sitting there, and it broke my heart. Why am I not sitting there? So I decided, to stop effing around. I started taking myself serious. I mean, my first distinction I got in grade 7.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the first time I studied.
Yeah.
I never used to study.
Yeah, you're just like, what?
Homework also, I never really.
Yeah.
So I started taking myself serious, and the transformation came in my final year of high school. That I think defined.
And do you feel like, what's the one thing that you feel like you did significant or you achieved in primary? Is there something that you're like, you know what, this is life changing for me? I did that.
Achievements.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Like top tier, like top things.
Well, I think I was part of the top 5 in my grade 7 year when I started taking myself serious.
Smart. Yeah.
So that kind of defined my career trajectory going into high school and who I am today. So I think realizing that I was actually shocked, like realizing that I'm smart. I was like, oh shit, I never knew
I can do this.
I never knew I'm smart.
I was knowing my whole life.
Yeah.
So self-awareness came around that age.
Alright. Would you like maybe like say that you regretted maybe like just being naughty in primary and
No, not at all.
not at all.
Yeah.
I think you need those years.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a stage in your life, and honestly, grade 1 to 6, it doesn't matter. Like I have a little brother as well. He's going to grade 7 now next year. And my parents were worried, that no, this boy is naughty. He's not. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like in life, what you do from grade 1 to 7, it really doesn't matter. It won't affect. In the bigger scheme, it doesn't affect anything. I think where you can start taking yourself serious, even from grade 10.
Yeah.
From 16, you should start taking yourself serious.
Alright.
Like discovering really who you are. Because after that, there isn't much time to self-discover. So 16 is grade 11. Grade 11, you have to apply to a varsity with careers. Or, you have to know what you're doing. Matric is basically that final year. Next year, you must go.
Yeah.
And how life is structured now, you don't have a chance to just take a breath and like, who am I? Because in South Africa, we look down on gap years. I think actually gap years would be great just for people to self-discover.
You think so?
Facts.
I think it's great. Yeah, I wish I would have. I wish
Same
I
here.
did it,
Yeah.
but I didn't because
Did
I
you feel
was
like, yeah,
I was
you-
under the pressure. My peers were all studying. You
Yeah.
can't. So I think from primary school to grade 9, use the time to self-discover who you are, what you like, meet people, ask for
Yeah.
advice. You can start taking yourself seriously from grade 10. Before that, anything you do literally has no consequence on your life.
100%.
Unless you have a kid. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Don't
Yeah.
do drugs.
Don't do
Don't do
extreme
kids.
stuff. Yeah,
Kids
but
and drugs, bro.
otherwise, do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Before Chris asks you a question, so you'd say a gap year is really something you'd advise? Like,
Not advise every young person to do
Yeah.
it, for sure. There's no way you know what you want to do by the time you finish matric. No way. It's just
Oh,
not
yeah.
possible.
like
And
that,
I mean,
yeah.
I used to spend my high school from grade 8. I never used to go out. I never partied. My first
yeah?
party was first year university. So I never went out. I didn't date. My first girlfriend was matric. When I felt like I've achieved the things I want in high
Yeah.
school, I'm comfortable. I didn't date. So I was literally, I spent my weekends reading and reflecting. So I know for sure there aren't many young people that have spent hours on reflection as
Yeah.
much as I have.
Yeah.
Definitely not. You can't compare. Like
Wow.
from
You can't compare.
No, you can't.
You're like,
No.
this is
For
a
5
statement
years
you
straight.
making on camera. You
No,
can't,
you can't.
compare.
from grade 8 to matric.
Yeah.
At least every weekend I'd spend 5 hours reflecting on my life, what I want to achieve, who I am,
Yeah.
reading. So if I don't know, after all of that time, if I didn't know still what I
Yeah.
wanted to do by matric, how will the rest know when they haven't even spent 10%?
Yeah, now most definitely.
So you can't know,
fair.
yeah. You
No, for
can't
sure.
know. So
But just touching on that, just so that there was a huge transition from just primary to how you were in high school.
Yeah,
right?
huge.
So now that you were friends with Chief, in primary and
Yeah.
all of that, you were
Yeah.
that, you're naughty and everything,
Yeah.
Now you're in high school now, as you're my friend now. Like what type of person were you in high school, like in terms of like the people who grew up around you? Like what type of people did
no, I
you see?
changed completely, man. So, fortunately, my friend and I mean, we've been close since I was 8 years old. He was still close now. He's going to be my best man. We're very tight.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
We've always allowed each other. We've always had kind of mature conversations when we need to. And when we moved from primary to high school, we both allowed ourselves to evolve.
Yeah.
So even when you're picking your friends, you can't be boxed by friends that expect you to be the same.
Yeah,
So
actually.
if I had
yeah,
friends that
yeah.
said, Mara, you were naughty, man, why are you changing?
Yeah.
It's okay to change, guys. Even now, you guys meet me now, don't think I'm going to be the same 5 years from now. I
Yeah.
can completely change.
Be a different person,
I'm
yeah.
allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to not be a victim of those type of expectations that when you're like this. So I did a complete 360. Like primary school, I used to talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I was naughty and so on. High school, I was the most quiet guy. I just changed. I decided I'm quiet, I'm serious. I didn't laugh as much. I was very serious. Like people were scared of me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they'd make
I mean, yeah.
jokes and I wouldn't.
Just be like straight face.
Yeah, that's who I was.
Now you,
So I kind of molded that.
Yeah.
I focused on my academics. And
Which is fine, yeah.
the first term I was second on the top 10
Oh yeah.
hey, man.
in high
In
school.
grade 8 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then everyone started noticing that, okay, this guy, he's
yeah,
smart.
no,
and
something going
he's
on.
a
there,
leader.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
And that's who I became. And people accepted it. Even
Yeah.
people I came from
Yeah.
primary school with, they accepted that change because I was unapologetic about it. I was consistent. In the beginning, obviously, they would they would laugh, like, oh, wow, what's wrong with you?
Why are you quiet?
Yeah,
bro?
like, what?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
what's
not
going
you.
on? Yeah, this is not you. Yeah.
And I didn't care. If you do it long enough, consistently enough, people adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is crazy. I mean, I like the fact, now, you said you didn't even have any girls or you didn't do none of that until
Yeah,
like
no, I didn't.
grade
yeah.
12.
Yeah, yeah. I
Why?
didn't.
Why only until grade 12? Like,
No, I mean,
Why?
I'd advise young people to do it.
yeah, I mean,
In retrospect,
So what was
you
that?
know, you should do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I always make a joke that, for example, having a girlfriend definitely added to my personality in a very good way. I could relate to people better.
Oh, yeah.
I learned people skills which you need to be successful in life, because you can't make it on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
So you
definitely,
need
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So I think I would encourage people to do it. I didn't do it because too much was on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my family, it's not like I came from a rich family.
Yeah.
Grade 12, I did it because I was there.
Yeah.
In terms of high school, I was like, I made it. And
Yeah.
I'm fine.
So now let me just get it.
So now I have,
certify everything.
now I have the pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for your social skills, man. So
Yeah.
I think people should do it. My brother did it, my younger brother. I encouraged him to date from grade 8. He dated. He probably had alcohol from grade 9. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, but
I mean,
Yeah.
but it was managed.
yeah.
And he's a more social guy. Like if you meet him now, he's more social. He's out there. He's confident. Yeah.
Because you said most of your time you spent reading books and whatever. So that's what you did. Like just
That's what I did. Yeah.
why at that age, and what books like motivated you, or like were like an essential aspect in your life that you're like, you know what, this book changed my life.
Yeah,
First thing is,
sure.
why were you reading books at that time, and what books like changed your life personally that you would say, you know what, this is it.
Yeah. Well, look, I think from 14, you know, there's a spiritual philosophy that every 7 years you enter into a different spiritual phase or something, or an awakening happens.
Okay.
It's a theory. It's a theory.
It's a theory.
But I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, because
most
when I
definitely.
look back in my life, I think, I mean, I don't remember what I did when I was 7 years old, so that doesn't count. But from 14, I definitely had a spiritual awakening. So I even pray. I was different. I did things. I just knew things.
Yeah.
Like I prayed. I knew things that no one taught me, but I knew them.
Just knew them. Yeah.
So most people would have said I'm wise back then. If you ask many of my high school, learners, they would say that no, this guy was very wise, very ahead for his age. I don't know where that came from. It just happened. And therefore, I started reading books in that line. So the books that changed my life was one book called The Hidden Messages in Water.
The Hidden Messages in Water.
Yeah. I would recommend everyone to
What
read
does it
that
speak
book.
about? Like, just in a nutshell, what is it?
So that guy, it's a scientist called Dr. Masaru Emoto.
Yeah.
And he started studying how water picks up on vibrations. So, you know, when you're a kid, about 95% of your body is water.
Yeah.
As you grow, there's less water, but as a full-grown adult, 60% of your body is still water.
Yeah.
Like us now, probably 60% of our body is water. And it remains like that. The older you get, you know, that's why your skin looks dried up, you're wrinkled,
Yeah.
you have less water in your body. And then you die.
Yeah.
So clearly there's a
die.
powerful,
Yeah.
there's something spiritually powerful about water.
Water.
I mean, the earth, over 60% of the earth is covered in water,
yeah.
as
I mean,
well.
yeah.
So oceans have more space than land on earth. And because of that fascination, he started studying water on a deeper level. That why? Like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
So in that book, he started analyzing water at a microscopic level using the most powerful telescopes or microscopes, I
Okay.
mean.
Yeah.
Looking into water.
Yeah, looking at water.
Okay.
And when you say when you say I love you, right? Water actually picks up that vibration, and it forms crystals.
Oh yeah.
This is like
Real?
insane. Yeah,
Whoa.
it forms like beautiful
Yeah.
crystals that like shine. They're radiant. Then when he said I hate you, the water literally forms like a hole. Like it's out of order. It's disorganized.
Yeah.
It forms
Oh,
holes.
that's crazy. Yeah.
And he started exposing it now to different frequencies, like music, types of music, analyzing how the water responds. He even exposed it to a picture of someone
Yeah.
and analyzed how the water responds. And the water would respond. So when he showed it a serial killer, the water would actually be deformed, the water crystals. And when he showed
crazy, yeah.
when he showed it someone we deem as a good person,
Yeah.
whoever that is, the water would form crystals. So that was deep for me because
No,
it
that is,
actually
yeah.
shows why you have instincts.
Yeah.
So our instincts, all of us have it, but it's the water in us probably picking up that.
Yeah. Are those
So
like
that was great.
like the only books that the only book that changed your life personally?
Yeah, that one and A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so that's a very spiritual book as well. It speaks mainly about the power being in the present moment, like living in the present, you know, because that's all that exists.
Yeah.
So if I ask you guys now, have you ever lived in tomorrow? Yeah, no. You can speak about it,
I mean, yeah, you haven't been.
but you haven't been there. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
it comes as today.
Today,
Yeah. Even an hour from now, none of us have ever lived
In
in
that
an
hour.
hour from now.
Not even a second from now.
Yeah, even a second from
That's
now.
crazy. Yeah.
No such thing as tomorrow.
When it comes as now.
Facts.
So it speaks about that you're always living in now. And if you focus your energy on everything you're doing now, the next moments will become more pleasant
Yeah.
as a result. But it's all about now. So you can't postpone it. You can't say, I'll be happy tomorrow or I'll achieve my goals tomorrow. It's now. Like, what are you doing
Which
now?
is essential, yeah. That's a very essential thing as well, you know. So you definitely suggest, you know what, books is something that young or the youth should definitely read at a young age as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Nah.
Would you consider that as like just the only thing that shaped your mindset though? Like books?
Yeah.
Look, I'd say books and self-reflection. So for me, like my alone time, even if you ask my mother, you know, who I grew up with in my later years of high school, I spent a lot of time alone. But not in a sad way. I mean, I was president of my school. I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
So I was fine socially. It's not like I was socially like isolated. But reflecting on what, like myself, what I want, what drives me, understanding myself better, that helps. It helps to give you direction in life. Yeah.
So, but like, how did like just, you know, from back then, when you were still developing yourself, you know,
Yeah.
and how did your lifestyle change, bro? Just to, you know, because I know you like, you
Yeah.
love golf, you love
Yeah,
nature,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So how did like, how's your lifestyle now, and you know, just compared to, you know, previous, like your previous lifestyle, bro? You know, just after you've made all of those disciplines, you know, had those disciplines, and you know, all those changes in your life, how's your lifestyle now, though?
No, like now it's completely different, but but there's still a ritual to it. So I mean, look, I'm a very spiritual person, okay, and I actually, all of us actually we're spiritual. I just think it depends on your level of awareness and how deep you tap into it. So I mean, I'll give you a typical example of my day in high school. In high school, I'd wake up. Before I get out of bed, I pray. Even now, so. When I open my eyes, the first thing I do is I talk to God. That's the first person I talk to. Before I talk to anyone, before I touch my phone. When I shower, I pray. Because water is a beautiful, deep thing for me, so I pray when I shower.
While you're showering?
Yeah.
Oh,
And even now,
wow.
my fiancé knows. So if she showers with me, she'll keep quiet. Because she knows that for the first 5 minutes, I'm praying.
That's powerful.
Every time I drink
That's very
water,
powerful, yeah.
even this water, I pray over it. I don't make it dramatic, like you guys didn't even notice.
Yeah,
But I did
yeah,
but I
yeah.
did speak to the water, relating back to that hidden messages in water book. So I do speak to it. You know, and then when I come back from home, I pray again. Before I sleep, I pray. So I pray a lot. That was kind of my routine. Then I studied in between. Now, obviously, life is busier. I still do follow all those rituals, but the things I'd say I've introduced that are different is I drink now, which I didn't do in the past.
Introducing
I smoke cigars now and then.
Must do, yeah.
But the rituals that I can't live without, I go to the bush a lot.
Yeah.
Probably once every 2 months, where there's no network. It's just nature. And I use that to reconnect with myself.
Okay.
Because it's nature's like, it's not corrupted. You know, it's, so I go there to kind of connect again, get perspective. And that's why I also love golf. So when you're on the golf course, other than the game, golf courses are the most beautiful places you'll go to.
Yeah.
Nature-wise, you won't even believe you're in Joburg.
For real.
Yeah, like you'll be at Bryanston Golf Country
yeah.
Club. You'll feel like you're not in Bryanston. There's lakes, there's trees.
Yeah.
It's quiet. You're not allowed to make noise on a golf course. So there's no noise, you know, and it's really, you can center yourself by going there.
Is it true that there's a lot of business things that happen on, you know, on the golf course?
Look, I don't think it's about, I mean, many people say that. It's not really about that business happens on the golf course. Right? That's not why we play it. I think business does happen, but it happens because if the CEO of a company, if they play golf and you play golf, then you guys can go play golf together.
Oh,
And that's what it's about. So it's just about common interests. So it doesn't have to be golf. Maybe that guy likes to do birding or as well, or going to the bush. But golf is the most common form of that happening because it's in the city, it's close. I mean, Joburg has so many golf courses. And so, and it's a way for many people to relax, as I mentioned. So you will find typically that most high net worth individuals will play golf, or people with, you know, that occupy these positions of power. They'll play golf as a method to relax. If you also play golf, then you guys can go play golf together.
Oh.
And now you'll be with that person for 4 to 5 hours, uninterrupted quality time. So you're sitting with them in the golf cart because you guys are playing golf together. A golf game will be about maybe minimum 3 hours if it's the two of you, but up to 5 hours. Of course, during that time,
something's gonna be spoken.
you're gonna speak. You'll then talk about a lot, you know, and you'll develop a relationship that otherwise you wouldn't have if you didn't play golf.
Yeah. For the longest time, I just thought, you know what? If I want business deals,
Play golf.
play golf. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple of clubs and just go play golf.
You know, what is it about golf that is, you know, because it's a businessman sport. You know, is it the golf stakes that are expensive to buy? That's why rich people buy them to play, or why is it like called the rich man sport?
Well, I mean, look, it is relatively, it is relatively expensive, So, and I mean, I'm saying it relative. I mean, so it depends your affordability. But compared to other social activities, it is the most expensive, I'd say, probably. So to get your clubs, like proper clubs, you'll spend I spent like 40 grand when I bought my clubs. But you don't have to. You can also buy clubs for 8 grand if you're starting out. But 8 grand is a lot to some people still. You know, green fees. So every time you play golf, you have to pay what they call green fees. Which is like you pay to play that course.
Okay.
And typically the nice courses you'll pay 500 rand per player just to play. And the outfits are not cheap. Like the shoes.
The outfit as well.
There's the outfit now.
Can't just pull up with sneakers and be like, you know what?
You can't play. You can't wear jeans and like none of us here would be allowed.
So we're not allowed to play golf right here as we are. Wow.
So like the shoes is like 3 grand. The pants, like an outfit will cost you easily 4 grand. One outfit.
That's why it's called
with the cap. The gloves.
The gloves. The thing.
I'm not even then talking about the balls. Like a pack of 3 balls will be about, let's say, 120, 150. But you can't buy 3 because you're gonna lose them. Especially if you're studying, you're gonna lose them. So you lose them. Say they sometimes fall in the river, the lake, or the bush. You can't find it. So you always have to buy new balls. You know, so
must diff.
So you end up spending a bit.
So that's why it's called the rich man sport now. Now that
I didn't know, but but that's what
I mean. And also you know, I mean, you know, you say you play golf now. But before that, you also said back then, you know, yes, you're president or something. You know, it used to be a big deal. You know, big shot in high school, whatever. You played disc as well.
I played soccer.
So you went from so back then you used to play sports as well.
And I was good.
No, here's my question. How did you go from? Because that's not the only thing that was happening at that time. This was grade 11, right? Where you're playing soccer and whatever.
Yeah.
at that time, because something big also happened, it changed your life, supposedly.
Sure.
I might be wrong,
Yeah.
In grade 11. What happened in grade 11?
I went to New York, so I was elected to. I won some UN mock debate competition.
Yeah.
And I went to New York as a result to attend the UN General Assembly. And I think that was very impactful. I met a lot of people there, a lot of global business people, a lot of politicians, and so on. I went there, and I was actually kicked out of the country because they vetted my speech that I was meant to give, right, which was talking about youth employment and opportunities.
Yeah.
Then I got there, and in one of the commissions, I started speaking about how the West is exploiting Africa and
So it's like, whoa, no, not that. You need to get on my country. Wow, for real.
So they kicked me out. Yeah, I had to leave the country. Yeah.
So you can personally say, you know what? I was so good, and I was making a point that I got kicked out of the country.
Yeah. Other people were happy. Like
studied for
the Middle
Africa.
East guys were happy with me.
Yeah.
But the West wasn't. And I was in New York. I was in their country.
Yeah.
So they're like, nah, this guy must leave. So
Yeah, for sure.
I've always been a rebel. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
great.
You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, because as well, now that happened as well, right? And then you became somehow a salesman. Starting selling something.
Oh, yes.
So now let's talk about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So how it happened, in matric, everyone starts saving for matric rage.
Yeah.
So we told our parents that we also want to go to matric rage. They must start sending us money now so we can save up towards it. So me and a friend of mine, who I met through a chess tournament, he was in another school. We became friends because he beat me at chess, and I was impressed.
You're like,
'cause
you know what?
I was very good.
You're good.
That's because you beat me. We're friends right now. Yeah.
And so me and him, we used our money to buy a fuel additive at the time that apparently saved your car fuel. Like you pour it in the petrol tank, and it'll give your fuel longevity.
Wait, is that still a thing? Is that is that still up?
No, it's not. It's not.
Why?
No, is
But
it still a product that you can get right now?
I'm not
today?
sure.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to save fuel, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah.
So we bought these things from the US with that money. So from grade 11, we used it to buy more and more. And obviously, we never tested it.
Sorry. You're saying you bought it in the US?
Yeah.
This is grade 11 back then.
Yeah.
How did you get connection to buy that in the US? How did that
Well, remember, I
happen?
went for that trip to New
So it was
York.
at that trip that you bought
Yeah, well, no, I knew the people.
Yeah.
And when I came back, they connected us with the South African contact.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Then we bought through him. So we paid him, he ordered the stuff.
Okay,
They
now,
came in
for
the
sure,
country.
continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we started selling it at taxi ranks. So that was the market we went for. So the taxi drivers all knew me because I had the badges. When you're that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll get that guy.
this
Yeah,
kid.
that
Yeah.
He's a real deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and they bought it, man.
Yeah.
So they supported us.
That's fine.
And apparently they say it worked. We didn't know because we didn't test it.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't know.
You're a salesman.
Yeah,
Your
grade
job is just to get it out there.
Yeah,
What they would
they say it worked and they kept ordering. So we made money. So in grade 11, I think we made 50,000 rand worth of sales.
Yeah.
Which
In
was a
grade
lot of
11.
money at the time.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that was like, back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you're older than us. So
Yeah.
back then, 50,000 rand is
No,
a
it was
lot
a
of
lot.
money.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking, there's my question. So in that, at what point did you start sell that? Because it's grade 11. You need to
In the
study.
morning. So I'd wake up at 4. I'd dress in a
Wow.
suit. I'd go to the taxi rank.
Yeah?
Because that's when they all arrived.
Yeah.
I'd have a meeting with them, sell, drive back home, change into my school clothes, then go to school. Yeah, so I did it in the morning.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's hustle spirit. Like you
That's
literally
hustling, man.
in a suit, 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's
This is grade 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just mind blowing because this is grade 11.
Yeah.
And you're already, changing, swapping, and or doing the whole
Yeah.
this whole thing. Suit.
That's how we did it.
Then you have school to go to as well.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
crazy,
for
and
sure.
that's a that's a mindset, bro. And like at what time did you just develop this business mindset in terms of like
yeah.
like sales and just at what point did you develop that mindset, bro? Like just
I
in high
think
school?
I think exposure to to reading helped me.
Reading.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you grow up in an environment that doesn't teach you about business, you have to get it some way.
Yeah.
Right? So either you get it from your home, like your parents teach you about business, and that's a concept. There's even a book about it called Cultural Capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's huge. Cultural capital actually for me I think determines where nations and certain groups of people, how they become successful and how they don't become successful.
Yeah.
So for example, in our African context, our cultural capital in townships is very bad.
Yeah.
We don't talk about money. There's these theories that money is evil.
Yes.
Don't like, when you're a child that likes money, people look down on that. Like, oh, rata chelete, Have you seen? They don't
Yeah,
see, like, hey,
in
this
our
one.
culture, yeah.
Why
and
rata
which is,
chelete?
it's crazy, yeah.
So that's that's a bad cultural capital. Whereas other people, let's say Jewish people, when they turn 13, they have this bar mitzvah. People give them money. Like, at a bar mitzvah, other than anything else, your uncles and aunts, they give you money.
Yeah, that I know, yeah.
Yeah, like
most definitely.
10K, 20K.
Yeah.
So you find that you're 13, you have 100K.
At
At
that point,
13.
what do you do with 100K
No,
at the age of 13?
but they teach you what to do.
Yeah, which is an
Yeah.
essential thing as well.
Yeah.
Teaching you what you have to do with the essence of money.
Yeah.
Wow,
So that's
yeah.
cultural capital.
Facts.
So fortunately, I learned it through books. So I started noticing that these things I'm hearing that money is evil, they just not true.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that's what helped me.
And
build
that's crazy because it really did help you because at the age of 19, bro, you were actually able to raise about 1.2 million.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? How did you do
Yeah.
that? Bro? How did that even happen? Where did you start? You know what I mean?
Bro, it was just a conversation, eh?
Oh, yeah?
So the other thing you have to, money, to make money, right? Money is an exchange of value, right? Basically. So you pay 10 Rand for something because you're absolutely convinced it's worth it.
Yeah.
100.
Right? That's why you even do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's why we all do it. So money, doing deals is the same thing. So if you're having a conversation and what I'm saying to you, you feel that it's worth you paying me 1.2 million. Obviously, there's a part where you have to deliver as well. That's the most crucial part.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course, yeah.
But that's what it is. So if you have something valuable to offer and to say to people, then money becomes a result of that.
Alright.
So you don't really have to chase the money. You have to chase building something valuable, even if it's just a concept. So at the time, all we had was a concept. We had a business called Student Investor, and we wanted young people to open unit trusts with companies. So we met a guy called J.M. Busha. He owns an investment firm called J.M. Busha Investment Group.
Okay.
He's actually the first black-owned asset manager in the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he
yeah.
managed, at the time, he managed 6 billion. And he owned the company 100%. So
Well, that's crazy.
this
yeah.
is a guy,
Yeah, no,
that I
shout out to
really-
him. Yeah, most
Shout out to
definitely.
him.
Yeah.
So when I met him, we told him that this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
He always had an aspiration to tap into the student market. He saw us as the route to do that. So he funded us. So he paid us. He didn't give us the 1.2 all at once. He gave us about 100K a month. So
Yeah.
every month we'd get a deposit of 100,000 from like we were first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started getting that money. Then we started exploring with it. We developed the Money Tree magazine. We had road shows where we went to high schools, teaching them about financial education. You know, we got some investments for him. Like some young people did open up accounts.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how it happened.
I mean, which is crazy. And, it just sounds like at a very young age, you were capable of making 50,000 Rand. Back then, in your age,
Sure.
at grade 11.
Yeah.
And at that time, you weren't really, in a settlement where you were fortunate. You were like, in a township.
Sure.
Because,
Sure.
So in conclusion, someone sitting there, Alex, can make
No, they
50
can make it. Definitely.
Most
And it's
definitely,
easier now.
How so?
Like now there's social media.
Yeah.
There's e-commerce. You don't even have to
Yeah.
wake up and go to a taxi rank. You know, you can create a shop online, spend 100 Rand boosting it on Facebook. You know, I think trade is easier now.
Yeah.
Back then, it was a bit more difficult, which is why not a lot of people did it. So there weren't many. I would say the boom of entrepreneurs happened probably in 2014, 15 of young entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Before that, it wasn't that popular. Like, there wasn't a lot of young people coming out saying, I own business. Now it's so normal. If you meet any young person, they own a business or they're trying, but it's more, so it's easier.
Now I get how you're saying, it's more easier right now, right? I mean, we have to also consider the fact that, it is easier for sure, this internet and whatever. Now, what about that young, person in LX, in Soweto, wherever, who doesn't have internet, who doesn't have access to all these things that, we have. They don't even, I don't even have a smartphone, So someone like that, how can he or she make now 50,000 rand at least, or, just make something? How can someone like that now make it out the year?
Okay, so how I started, I'll tell you. So when we were doing this fuel thing, my first laptop, I think I got it as a sponsorship because I wrote a letter, right? So because I was like well accomplished in high school, I used that to my advantage. So I wrote to an incredible connection and I said, look, this is who I am. I attached my report card and I said, I need a laptop. I don't have a laptop. They gave it to me. Even my matric dance, guys, like my matric dance, I had a Porsche Cayenne when it was new.
Yeah.
And I had a driver.
When it was like new. Like
Yeah,
when it
new,
just came out.
2012. And I didn't pay for it. Yeah. I wrote to a Porsche dealership and I said, this is who I am. I don't have money. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't even buy a suit.
Yeah.
They gave me money to buy a suit for me and my partner. Yeah. They gave me a driver. They gave me a Porsche. So
wow.
So yeah. So if you're in Alex, and I'd say excel at what you can.
Yeah.
And probably what you can excel at is school or sports or chess, something. But try to be the best at it, and then leverage that to kind of get these favors, like how I got. So I got a laptop, and then where I lived, there wasn't a network either.
Yeah.
In Sosha. So I'd actually walk with my laptop. There was a spot where I would sit and connect with my 3G router.
Yeah.
Where
I remember this.
Yeah. It was those days.
It's a dongle, isn't it?
A dongle.
A dongle. Yeah.
Because I also didn't have a smartphone.
Yeah.
So I got a dongle. Then I'd connect and I'd do my work quickly in that area, and then I'd walk back home. So you have to make it happen, man.
Yeah.
Now there's even more broader internet connection. So I doubt they'd have to walk.
Yeah.
But if they have to walk, they must walk. Because the world owes us nothing. Eh?
Yes.
So that's what I learned when I was younger. And I said it a lot, even when I was speaking. I'd always tell young people, you can't feel sorry for yourself.
Yes.
Because even though your situation is unfortunate, the world doesn't owe you anything.
Thanks.
Yeah. Like they don't they don't care even. They don't care about you. The world will only start caring about you once you become valuable to it. Then people will care about you and recognize you. But before that, they don't care.
Yeah.
And you have to do what you have to do to kind of make it work. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, as you said as well, these days I feel like there's libraries as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're a free Wi-Fi.
So, in conclusion, even though someone doesn't have anything, you can still make it.
You
know, it's possible right now. 50,000 rand, you can make 100,000 rand.
No, you can. You guys now make money of just posting something on Twitter.
Actually, that.
People pay you for that. I mean, that's like.
Most definitely. Just speaking of, we went through your high school journey, right? Yeah. Now that was high school, you did a lot. Shout out to you, made money. You didn't just make money. You made money. You got a free laptop. You even went on your MD matric dance
with a Porsche.
The latest Porsche at that time. You know what I'm saying? Now moving on to now going to varsity now, right?
Yeah.
That's when you started publishing now. Going to the publishing side. I know you said a few minutes ago you spoke about is it Millennium Money Tree Group, whatever. Just take us through that journey. What happened there from the beginning to where you founded, because you are a founder of Money Tree Group, right?
Sure.
How did that take us through that journey? Like, how did that happen?
So look, so fortunately, because I did well in high school, I got a scholarship, an Ellen Gray scholarship. and they encourage entrepreneurship. So it's a different kind of. It's not a bursary because you don't have to pay the money back. They just give you the money. They pay for you to go study.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
But they have programs where, like, we'd meet as scholars to discuss about business. So it's a program.
Yeah.
And they encourage us to talk about business, start your own business, and so on and so forth. And through that, I met some like-minded young people, two of my friends at the time. And we decided to start a company called Student Investor. So in the beginning, it wasn't a company. It was just, guys, wouldn't it be cool if there's a website that teaches students about investing?
Wow.
That's it.
That is simple.
And
an
then,
idea.
Definitely,
and
that's
we
simple,
did
yeah.
it. And so doing it is also important. Then, and from there, we started approaching like Old Mutual, Ellen Gray, to say, guys, don't you want to finance our website? We'll give you advertising. This is what we do.
Yeah.
And they did it. Then we started going on road shows. After we met Jim Busha, we started going on road shows to varsities and high schools to promote our website and our brand. But we noticed after year one that we don't leave anything behind. Right? So we go and talk,
And then
we don't leave anything behind.
Yeah.
And that's where the magazine came from. So we decided, okay, let's do a magazine.
Oh.
Yeah, so businesses usually don't develop because you have some grand plan up front.
Yeah.
No human being can plan up front, I'm telling you now. If they could, then they would be God.
Please say that one more time, because I
Say
feel
it one
like
more time.
people don't get it.
Yeah.
Please zoom in.
No, you
Say it
can't.
one more
Zoom in
time.
too. Just
So-
say that one more time.
One more time.
No, so no human being can plan up front. Because if they could, they would be God. Or they would be a God.
Oh, my word.
If you could predict the future to
Yeah.
that detail,
Yeah.
you would be a god, man. Like, so if you can do a 3-year business plan and it turns out exactly according to that business plan, then you're a god.
And
And that's why no business plan turns out that way.
So what do you do
Ever.
then? What do you do? 'Cause, I mean, you can't plan ahead. I mean, how do you then prepare at least?
You
What do
plan
you
for
do?
now. Plan
plan
for
for
now. So tell yourself now, like we told ourselves, okay, student investor, where can we start now?
Yeah.
One of our guys could build a website. He built the website, the initial one. Didn't cost us anything.
Yeah.
Then our launch, we did it at varsity. So we asked the university to rent some hall.
Yeah.
We invited students to come. They came, we promoted it, we pitched it.
And what other, like, because this was your first like proper business, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
excluding the high school one. So what other businesses just from there did you because you're a serial entrepreneur, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So what other businesses did you like start after that, and why did you start them? Like, what reasons did you like start the business for?
Well, I mean, yeah, so from Student Investor came the magazine, right? So we could leave it behind. And that then gave us, we then had capacity to do publishing generally. So then we started doing publishing. So we had a publishing company. And then we launched a newspaper called Kasi to Kasi. We launched the Money Tree magazine, obviously. We then branched out. Then around end of 2015, we had, I mean, there were 3 of us. People wanted to do different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we left. I left Money Tree. Then I started Commodore Media,
Okay.
which then only did publishing. So I had a newspaper that I did. I had a few clients who I published their annual reports and things for. I had the Millennium magazine, which I published quarterly for students. 2017, I came across software, like media software, media technology. So there were guys that wanted to do, they had a software that could pick up conversations on social media. So if you talk about, let's say you talk about I'm hungry, and we want to know who's saying they're hungry. The software could pick up that 100 people are saying that they're hungry. These people, these are their Twitter profiles, whatever.
Wow.
But they didn't know how to commercialize it.
Yeah.
So then I made a deal with them that no, I'll take it to market. So we kind of did a deal. And end of 2017, that's when I think I had my first. That was the birth of Christopher Africa. Yeah. So we just added a layer on top where we could also respond to you. So if you say you're hungry, KFC could now respond and say, if you're hungry, why don't you order a streetwise meal? So I added that layer, and then we went to market, and it actually became very successful. Yeah, so 2017 I signed my first big deal. That was my first very big deal. It was an 11 million rand deal.
Wow.
With one of the provincial governments. I don't want to mention which one.
No, most definitely here, yeah.
But that was a big deal, yeah.
Because there was, as you said, there's Christopher Africa.
Yeah.
Right. Then there's also Hawker's Retail Company, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't that initially. It was something that it turned to something which is something now.
Yeah.
Something, you know? Yeah. Why that, and what happened there?
Yes, I mean, you can see, even as I'm telling you the journey, it's most of these businesses, they're not by accident, but I'd say they incidental.
Yeah.
So I never sat down and thought, no, let me actually do this kind of business.
Okay.
Like, it happens on the way as you're networking. And if you have an eye for opportunity, the one business that I would say was not incidental is Hawker's Retail Company, which was formerly Black Industrialists.
Yeah.
So I started partnering with Hawkers, informal traders.
Okay.
So I built a database of them. At the time I had 7,000 of them, and I started supplying them with products.
Okay.
So I would source products wherever I can get them, and I would then supply them with whatever they sold on the streets, like the sweets, the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I supplied them.
Because that focuses on informal
Markets.
Right? Which is also food production and retail, and I think there's something else, if I'm not missing it.
Yeah, look, once you control the retail, so you must understand, like once I'm supplying informal traders with, let's say, 100 million rand worth of goods, I now have the power to dictate where the goods must come from. So instead of getting my bread from Sasco, I can actually go to anyone, even you, and I can say, bro, open a bread baking plant. I'm gonna buy bread from you. And that's the whole idea of Hawker's Retail Company. We're trying to creating
jobs as well.
Yeah, we're trying to the main goal is to actually industrialize the country and include black people who are deliberately excluded. Unfortunately, as black people, we are systematically and systemically left out of food retail, food production, therefore, and food distribution. And the only way we can beat them is through what we're doing at Hawker's Retail Company. By establishing our own shops in our communities with our people. So that's the war I'm fighting.
100%. Sheesh.
I love that, yeah.
So just with, the fact that, first of all, can you explain the word serial entrepreneur, right? And just what's your take? Like, is that, the way that you would like people to actually go in terms of like,
Well, I mean, that word was created by people, but I think what they're trying to describe is someone who starts, they have an idea, they start it, and they don't end at one. They start many.
Yeah.
So I think it probably describes that, like entrepreneurs who start many businesses in their career.
Is it because, like, is it due to, like, when you start in multiple companies, and then you're selling them off sometimes, once you started something and selling it off.
Yeah.
Would you, like, do you think that's the way to go in terms of, like, if you start something, just build it to a point where it's valued and then just sell the thing and then you continue? Or, would you rather, like, just keeping that thing and growing with it, like, for instance, the one you're doing now with the food, what I mean? Like, which way do you think is more, just the best way of looking at it, like, when it comes to entrepreneurship?
So I think it's about your intention. Okay, so there are some businesses I've started, I view them as cash cow businesses.
Okay.
I don't really care about making them anything global or whatever. I just want cash.
Yeah,
from
100%.
Yeah. those type of businesses, if someone made me an offer and was good enough, I'd sell it because I don't care. I don't have an emotional attachment to it, really.
Yeah.
It's just, I see it as an opportunity to make money because we all need money.
Yeah.
But there are businesses like Hawker's Retail, I would never sell. I mean, I think I'm 27 now. I'd say between 20 and 26, all I was doing was making money for my own sake, which is fine. I think I allow myself that period. Something happened when I turned 27. I don't know what it is, but I started, money was no longer motivation for me. So that went away. And I felt that I need to focus on now my life purpose.
Okay.
Hawker's Retail Company is something I see myself doing forever.
I mean, you've sold a couple of businesses as well, right?
Yeah.
Like a couple of few. What business, if you know, have you sold actually? And why? I understand, you know, you're like, you know what, that's just for cash only. You know, but didn't you at some point feel like, you know what, this can actually go far? You know, have you ever had that regret that, or not even regret, like just that fear that, what if I'm selling something that can potentially be one of the biggest things ever?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, there are some of them where I feel like, like it could have went further.
Yeah.
Like Christopher, for example.
For me?
But also it's about
The business.
Business.
yeah,
not me.
Christopher Africa,
My
yeah,
bad.
not you.
Not you.
It's alright.
But I mean, also the question then I ask myself is, it can go far, but to what end? Like, who cares if I have a social media? It doesn't change the world. It doesn't change lives. I could have a social media business that's global
Yeah.
and I make money, but I'm not changing the status quo.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so for me, changing the status quo, it's a theme in my life. And I've accepted it. That's why I'm saying I'm a rebel. I never thought I'm a rebel, but I am.
Yeah.
So high school,
Yeah.
I almost overthrew my principal because I felt he was oppressing the learners. And I was very close. He was going to be overthrown.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I want to ask.
I really almost
Why?
did that.
What happened there? What do you mean?
We just didn't agree with his leadership style.
Yeah.
So there was another teacher I wanted to put in his place.
Oh.
So I spoke to the district. Like, this was real.
So you made a big deal. So this
No,
was
this was real.
like a big real thing.
No, this was real, yeah.
You should have first said.
Then the day
Wow.
we're supposed to overthrow, I even wrote letters to the teachers and I put them in all the teachers' cubby holes.
So you're big on letters because you wrote a letter to the thing that gave you the laptop,
Porsche,
Incredibles.
bro.
Yeah, Incredible
Incredibles,
Connection, yeah.
Porsche. You just keep writing letters to everyone. You're
Yeah.
like, you know what? Here's a letter for you. You get a letter. Everyone just gets a letter. No, for sure.
Yeah, so I did that. All my businesses, I think, have a theme where the ones I'm passionate about, where they're disrupting how things work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Christopher for me wasn't gonna change the lives of people, you know, but Hawker's Retail will.
No, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you feel like at what point did you feel like you got your financial breakthrough?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What happened? Like when were you like, okay, now I feel like, okay, I'm comfortable, you know?
No, it has to be 2017, yeah, with that 11 million rand deal.
Oh yeah.
Before that, I think we were still trying. We would make money, but it wasn't consistent and
Yeah.
it wasn't that much. I mean, that's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, also, I mean, what I would say to young people, making money is also an energy. So it's something you actually tap into because you must believe you're worth making that money. So if someone asks you, how much does it cost for your services?
Yeah.
If it's the first time you're offering them, you'll maybe say 100 rand. Right, then you realize, well, these people are just paying so easily.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have said 400 rand.
Oh yeah.
Then, you know, in economics, there's that graph of willingness to pay versus selling price.
Yeah.
Okay, and your price should always be where those two graphs intersect.
Yeah.
The customer's willingness to pay and your selling price.
Yeah.
Where they intersect, that's your real price. But when you're starting out, the willingness to pay graph is maybe it's going up, right? And maybe the customer's willing to pay here. But you're pricing it
Yeah.
way below the willingness to pay. So the gap between those two, you're losing out on your value.
You felt, yeah.
So as you do business, you come to know your value and, so push the boundaries. So I think 2017, when we signed that 11 million rand deal, that's when I think, and the first million or so hit my account at once. We've made it, but through many payments, But this one, there were a few millions that came at one time. Like,
so it was at that point you're like,
and
you
I
know
was
what?
like,
I'm a millionaire right
yeah,
now.
like, no, I have money now.
Now I have money now,
Oh,
officially.
I'm
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah,
for
I was
sure.
like, no, I have
And which is
money.
crazy because personally, you've done a lot of things, right? You've when it comes to businesses,
Yeah.
oh my word, you've done so much, and it's not even a matter of, some of them, it's a matter of you did it, it worked, you moved on. It did it, it worked, you moved on. So, do you have a specific formula that you use for your businesses to be successful, or like a blueprint or something? Like, how is it that your business just keep succeeding the whole time? What you're doing, what you keep your mind to it, how is it that it keeps succeeding? What is the one thing
Look,
that you...
I think what I'm good at at commercializing ideas. I think I'm just generally good at that. So if there's a business concept, I can tell you in 2 minutes whether it's going to work or not. Right?
Wow.
For me, maybe for you, if you do it on your own, it'll work. But I can tell you, I'm not interested. It's not going to work. Or I can say, flip, we're going to make money here.
Yeah.
So I have an eye for that opportunity. And that has helped me. I mean, I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a combination of all the books I've read, documentaries I've watched, that has given me that eye, the business acumen.
Yeah.
Which is like a knowledge acumen. That's why they say this guy is business acumen. It's something you build up and you have it to look at something, know whether it's gonna work commercially or not.
Yeah, and I like
So
that, yeah.
I think I've invested in my business acumen.
Yeah, for sure. And when it comes to that, right, another question I want to ask, in terms of that, now, when it comes to mentors, right, because, I mean, you can't just succeed, as you said, on your own.
Yeah.
You need like some form of guidance as well. Do you believe in mentors? Do you believe having a mentor is an essential thing? And
Yeah,
if
definitely.
not, or yes, why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I have many. I have like
Yeah.
so many. At different phases of my life, I have different mentors. The ones I have now are different to even the ones I had last year.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
Some have stayed throughout, but some fall off along the way.
Yeah.
But all my mentors, what they have in common, I was doing or trying to do a business with them. So it's useless to have a mentor that's not relevant to what you're trying to do now.
Actually, yeah.
Because actually it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
But if it's someone you're doing business with, then you learn from them on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So it's necessary.
No, for sure.
And must be someone that's obviously more experienced than you. For me, my categories, you must be more experienced, more accomplished, and you must have way more money than me.
Way more
Like
money.
way more. Otherwise, you're not
Yeah.
going to be my mentor.
100%.
How can you
Yeah.
teach me to make 100 million when you've never made it?
Made a million, yeah, which is, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
that's why I
yeah.
don't believe in these speakers today that talk
Yeah.
about big money, but they've never had it themselves.
Actually, yeah.
So,
No, yeah.
yeah.
Just before we wrap up, brother, just want to ask you just a couple of few more questions, right? I want to know, bro, just with regards to just your whole experiences and just, what you've experienced throughout your life, high school, primary, high school, and varsity, and even now, what is it that you would, what type of advice or, so what is it that you would tell, just the youth of today, the people who are in high school right now, like what is it that you would actually just tell them to actually, just get them on the grind and, just go and shoot for the desires and dreams and everything. So what is it that you would tell them?
Well, I think there's two things I'd say. It's two quotes. One is mine, one is not mine. I forgot where I got the other one. I think from that Hidden Messages in Water book. But mine, the one I've developed and I live by, is I've realized that everyone works hard. Okay, a CEO, a construction worker,
Yeah.
a domestic cleaner, a chartered accountant, all of them work hard. So clearly hard work is not the differentiator. The differentiator is what are you working towards. Okay, that's the differentiator. And
Yeah.
to discover that answer, you need to spend a lot of time self-reflecting, introspecting. Because it's not about doing the work, it's about what are you working on.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because these construction workers, they work hard, bro. They even work harder than most of us sitting here.
Yeah, which is
Like
crazy.
it's hard work. Yeah. But they're working on, building that building, putting bricks, which determines how much they get paid.
Yeah.
And then there are other people that decide to work on, like Mark Zuckerberg decided to work on Facebook.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he's some special being. Like, I think we supernaturalize these people too much.
Yeah.
These are just ordinary people
Actually, yeah.
that worked on something that actually just became a big success.
Most definitely.
Even they get shocked, but I can tell you now. Even they're like, shit, like this is actually,
Like this is it, yeah.
it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually wanted to ask, you personally, what do you think, what's your view on the role of entrepreneurship in, nowadays society or economy as well? How do you think we can better that, or just the influence around, the economy, as I said, or society? So what's your view on that?
No, well, in South Africa, I think we should take more risks. It's like, so there isn't enough risk capital here. So if you have an idea, America, even though I was saying you don't need money, but if there's money, why not? Just give people money to try.
For sure, yeah.
In the US and more first world countries, people burn money. Every idea gets given a chance. People give it money. If it doesn't work, hard. If it works big. Here, everyone you approach, I mean, even with me, with my track record, I once spoke to some investment fund for Hawkers Retail. And they're like, yeah, but where's the first store? Let's first see that it works. I'm like, guys.
Yeah.
So I told them in the meeting that, what, it's fine. I have my own money. I just thought I'd use yours. But actually, F you, I'll use my own money.
You told them, that's what you told them, straight fact.
No, I didn't say F you, but I just said, but I did say, guys, I have my own money. So you know what, I'm going to do it with my own money. And when it works, I know you're going to come to me. At that point, I no longer need you.
Yeah.
So don't call me. So I told them that don't ever contact me again.
Wow. Yeah.
If you're choosing not to beg me now, don't beg me when it works. Because when it works, I can go to anyone.
Yeah.
Then anyone will give me money. So in South Africa, we don't have those people that take the initial risk. Everyone wants to buy in when something is already working, which doesn't make sense to me. Then what's the point of having venture capital funds? Because when it's working, you can even get money from a bank. You can get it from anyone.
Yeah, most definitely.
Anyone will give you money for something that's working. So you need risk capital, which we don't have, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. Just to touch base, bro, just a little bit on religion, bro. What's your view on religion, though? What's your view on religion?
So
I know that's a topic that we are sitting to touch base on. Yeah.
No, look, in the beginning I mentioned I'm very spiritual. I mean, I spoke about all my spiritual habits and so on. I just think spirituality is not tied to any one religion. So Christians don't have the veto on God. It's not the only way.
Yeah.
But it's a way, it's not the only way. Buddhists don't have the veto. Like, what the problem I have with religions, all of them are trying to compete to say, no, mudimu kwa rona. We own God. And I'm sure God is looking at all of them like, guys,
what are you doing?
you don't own me. No, you are all channels through which people can relate to me in their own culture. So African spirituality, for example, that's been looked down upon, which is sad, before Christianity was introduced to Africa, like before they arrived, the colonialists, Africans had ways of connecting with God on their own. I don't know what those ways were. I wasn't there. And they're not well documented, and I haven't read up enough on it. But we did have our own ways, and those ways don't exist. They're gone. They've been erased. So I think as Africans we're a bit lost there. We don't have our own cultural expression of connecting, and everyone else does. Like Arabs, they're not Christian, majority of them. Chinese people are not Christian, majority of them. But all of them will compete, that we're right, you're wrong, which I don't think is the case. I think all religions actually do connect with God in a way that culturally fits them. but everyone is connecting to the same God. No one is more right than the other.
Yes, most definitely.
For me, I choose not to participate in any of them.
Yeah.
I'm connecting to God in my own way.
Yeah, most
That's
definitely.
that's natural. That comes from within.
Yeah, man.
No one had to teach me and indoctrinate me to do it. So I'm doing what comes naturally.
All right, brother. Just I have a question, bro. You know, I just want to know. You know, a lot of people get this confused. You know, what is the difference, bro? And which one is more important between saving and compounding your money? You know what I mean? Like you know, yeah. What is the difference, and what is more important?
No, well, definitely. I mean, it's saving in a place where you're earning interest, which I mean, you say, you're calling it compounding. So where it earns interest, yeah. I mean, there's no point just saving money under a mattress.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with? Let's say you save 100 rand a month. What are you gonna do with 500 rand at the end of 5 months? You know, and some people also save to spend, which also for me, it's like it doesn't make any sense. You're not building wealth.
Of course, yeah.
So I'd say save to invest. If you're gonna save enough money to invest in something,
most definitely, yeah.
or save in an interest-bearing account. So at least you're making some money
Most
off
definitely.
it.
And you know, as you know, discipline and time management, you know, it's probably an essential thing when it comes to being, you know, prospering in the business world as well.
Yeah.
How do you develop that skill? You know, having proper discipline and time management.
Well, I think if you're serious about your goals, you'll be disciplined. Time management also, it all depends on what you want to achieve out of a day.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so the short version is if you look at your 24-hour day, let's say you spend 8 hours sleeping, okay, that's already 33% of your day is gone. You were
Yeah.
sleeping. Then you have 16 hours left. What are you going to do with those? And what are you going to do with those 16 hours? Understanding that the things you invest your time in are the things you will reap.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to also look at time as an investment. Like, how are you investing your 24 hours every day to try achieve your goals? If you can come up with that program and stick to it, you know, that's the discipline part. But you first have to come up with that program.
Yeah.
Like literally account for your hours.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
100%.
Yeah,
So you personally, bro, what's your why, bro? Like in terms of like, what's your reason for, you know, just working so hard, you know, throughout these years, bro? Like what is that thing that keeps you going every single day?
My why now is Hawker's Retail Company, to be honest. My one now.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, to bring real change, you know, to society. My why back then, I just loved expressing myself. Like creating things, expressing that creative power, which we all have. You know, God, in essence, is a creator. And if you look at nature, there's evidence that God just loves creating stuff.
Yeah.
That's why
most
there's some
definitely,
things that
yeah.
exist. It's like they're necessary, like mosquito. You know, so not everything is deep,
Yeah.
honestly. So I relate to God like that. So there's so many species of people, animals,
Yeah.
billions and billions, because He loves creating.
Yeah.
I think all human beings, we have that. We just really love creating, which I think drives all of us to do what we do,
Yeah, man.
primarily.
No, most definitely. And you personally, you know, this is the one question I wanted to ask. What's the one thing that you feel like people normally they don't ask you and you don't get an opportunity to address it on a public platform? Like, what's the one thing that you feel like, you know, you want to address, you know, to the people out there that is essential to you?
Well, I think I'll target it at young people because this is a young people show.
Yeah.
100%.
I think the things I would definitely like to say to, and I'm also young, so young people and younger people,
Most definitely.
because at least there's a gap now.
Yeah.
But you know, it all can't be about partying, popping champagnes. You know, who are you chowing today? Like things like that. You know, this culture that's happening now, even of these slave queens, they just always want to post about being on vacation. Life is not a vacation.
Yeah.
You cannot always be on vacation, busy popping champagnes all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's all young people today want to do. They just want to see themselves having a good time,
Yeah.
and being deep and woke, you know. And they don't want to work. They just want to have deep conversations all the time, or they want to pop champagnes and have fun. So
yeah.
I think that's fine, but it can't be what we're chasing. So we actually need to reflect and add value to the world we're living in. You know, we can't always consume. And I think that consumption culture is also given rise to places, you know, and so on, where people really can't afford the lifestyles they want. So they augment those lifestyles with older guys who have more money to spend and spend it on them. And that's what happened. That's all it is. So it's young girls that want to afford things they can't afford. So to afford it, they need to meet older guys to help them. That created that phenomenon. The young people are wrong because that's all they want to do. And they don't have any bigger purpose. The old guys are also, it just shows that they also, find something better to do with their money as well. Like invest in young people, you know, at least give that girl money to start a business, you know, also, instead of just buying her champagnes. So I think we just need, especially in our generation now, we need to just fix that.
100%. And just what is it, bro? You know, just from you personally, bro. What is it that we can expect from you from this moment on? You know what I mean? Like what big things or maybe projects are you working on currently? And what can we expect from you, brother?
No, you can expect that Hawker's Retail Company will be a more publicly known thing. And it will be it will create a lot of political discourse, right, around economic transformation. You can expect that. You can definitely expect that I'll be going against the status quo in terms of food production and retail. I'll be going for them straight on. That you guys are being unethical. You're doing this.
Just like that principle.
I'll definitely be going against. I'll be going against the Pakistani and Somali network that's in all our townships. You know, there's many theories around those guys. Number one, they come in our country, they sell to us, but they're racist. Like, you know, what the hell? So I hate that idea. I also hate the idea that most of them, the intelligence networks tell us, and I'm gonna disclose it because everyone needs to know, but there's intelligence in the country that actually also suspects these people are funded by ISIS. And it just creates a politically dangerous situation where you have Pakistanis in every single black community, even in the rural areas. Like, what if one day they decide to take out guns and, I don't know, do some ISIS thing? Like, they literally, black people are vulnerable. So, you know, this thing creates vulnerability on so many levels. They sell us expired products sometimes. You know, I'm sure you've seen it, where the labels, they put fake labels. So I'm really against that mentality. So just taking that out and replacing it with black people who will service their own communities. Like a black woman on pension, you know, can run a spaza shop. There's nothing hard about running a spaza shop. So I'll be going really hard against those two things. So it's going to be interesting.
We're here for it. We're waiting for it.
I'm waiting for it. I'm ready.
We're ready for it.
But this is the part, you know, of the show where we actually just receive some questions from the audience and the crew members, and you know, any, you know. So is there any questions? And my brother, talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. TK.
Yeah.
This is the guy behind the scenes. If you're in grade 11, right at this moment, what would you do?
To do what? Like for business or?
What you did in grade 11 back then was get the petrol things and then, What would you do if you're in grade 11 right now?
I think there's actually a school economy that I missed as well. I didn't realize it at the time. But a school is an economy in itself. Like they buy paper, they buy printers, like your school where you are. The school buys printers, they buy paper clips, they buy stationery, they buy uniform. If I was in grade 11 now, I would definitely tap into that economy. I'd supply them with paper. Why not? they buy it.
Why not?
So I'd be the supplier for the paper, the stationery. I'd talk with my principal that, man, help me out. I'm trying to start a business. So I would do that. And even if I was in varsity is an even bigger economy.
Yeah.
And we just scratched the surface actually with Student Investor. We scratched it. Like the cleaning contracts at varsities are millions. I mean, I used to be head student of my race. We had the biggest budget. We paid millions to that cleaning service provider. So if I was a student at varsity, I'd do that. I'd look at the economy of where I am. Wherever you are, there's always an economy, bro. Always. Even the tuck shop at school is an economy. Supply that tuck shop with water.
Yeah.
So there's an economy everywhere. And I wish I knew this back then, because I'd be way richer by now. But I would do that if I'm in grade 11. Look at the economy where you are, see how you can participate in it, and do it.
100%.
Yeah, man.
100%. Any other questions? Anyway, my brother.
So for me, it's a quick one. So the whole point of the podcast is to infuse innovation and entrepreneurship at a very young age. Do you see a future where that becomes an extra course or some form of a curriculum within? I know in university they do it, but I'm talking about now at a very young age where it becomes infused with curriculum and actually professional teaching. Do you see the entrepreneurship and the understanding of it going that low?
Well, I think it should. Whether I see it being in the future, I don't know, because I don't really trust some of the guys we have now, that determine those policies. But what I can say is that it definitely should be. So instead of a life orientation, where sometimes you even do nothing in those periods, like life orientation is the most useless subject, honestly.
Yeah, man.
None of us,
Facts.
and all of us, we can agree here.
Never had a
None of
book
us
the
take
whole
that
year.
subject serious.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually teach us anything. It's important in primary school, because there you're learning about sex, whatever, that's great. But from high school, we don't need LO, man. It's just useless.
Yeah.
So we should rather replace it with that. We should teach people. LO should be a session where even someone from CIPC comes and says, guys, this is how you start a company. Go to CIPC, log on. This is how you register tax. This is how you do, like, practical life things. It shouldn't even be things you study.
Yeah.
They can test you on it maybe to see if you are listening. But the test must be practical, like register a company.
Yeah.
Then you register
that,
it,
yeah.
and then they check whether you've done it properly or not.
Yeah.
Mara, not do your driver's license. Instead of doing LO, teach people how to drive. Bring an instructor to the school to actually teach these people how to drive. So by the time you're done, you at least have a driver's license.
Yeah.
Things like that, other than LO, which is really useless. But honestly, our
definitely,
government education department, honestly, they don't have, it looks like they don't have the vision or the political will to do that. Which is why I can't say if it's going to happen. It's so common sense that it should be happening. Yeah, maybe it's because they're old people. They must leave and make space for...
Yeah, maybe this is
For
where
the
we
youth,
come
yes.
in.
For
Yeah,
like
we come in,
Bopanyas,
no,
can
we come
Panyaza
in.
be a
Yeah.
minister, guys? We all know that guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Can
most
get great
definitely.
space for that guy to come in. Yeah.
Just come in and do something.
Just as an
most
example,
definitely, most
yeah.
definitely.
100%. Shish, any other questions?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Greetings, TK, my brother.
Greetings, my man.
Yes. So I understand that you're a radical in the economic space.
Sure.
And I've been, this is more like a commentary question. So I've been reading and I heard you speaking about Unilever, as more like an agenda that you're trying to demolish and bring on the hawkers space.
Yeah.
Do you think we can be able to manage that to bring down companies like Unilever, Commodore? Because I believe these are companies that were bought by colonizers and they're still existing today. Even South Africa and other Southern African countries, they are ruled at a system of economy
Sure.
company type of thing.
Sure.
The BSAC company, British Southern African company,
Sure.
that owns Unilever and Commodore. So do you think we'll be able to take, because this is a big thing, it's like a revolution.
It is,
We
yeah.
believe in it.
Yeah.
So do you think we'll be able do we have the capacity now as young people to do that?
I really believe so. I think imagine if Hawker's Retail Company has 100,000 stores nationwide in every community, and it's and it's turning over billions through that channel, we'll definitely have the power. Like I can come to you and say, start your own tomato sauce. I'll only buy yours. No more Unilever, no more All Gold. I'm done with them. I'm buying yours. So it's possible. So the challenge will be to get to that mass traction. And to get there, we'll definitely need your people's buy-in, the community has to buy in to accept that store there. They have to commit that they're not going to loot that store. Like there's, that's what I'm saying, it's a political economic program. Even the politicians have to buy in. I mean, at that level, there's no doubt that it's going to be, it will obviously be hectic. People get assassinated all the time. So, I mean, we are aware of those things. Unlike Mandela, though, I'm not willing to die for my dream. I'm willing to live. I'm willing to live for it. Because dying for your dream is easy. Like, what's the point if you're dying? Living for your dream is harder, and it means you must fight. So, I mean, for now, they won't see us coming. For now, even now, if they watch this, they'll think, okay, whatever, this young boy. Hopefully, we make it happen, and we lead that revolution, man. Hopefully, it happens.
100%.
I believe also like this is a bigger colonization thing that black people haven't noticed for many years.
Yes, they haven't.
We've been chained not only on other things, but the bigger thing that is telling us is economy.
Yes.
We're not able to produce.
That's why they gave us freedom, Political freedom was fine. Because they knew, okay, they can have political freedom, but where they're going to buy bread, where they're going to buy matches, us.
Because all of us, before we left here, the product that we used, it's Unilever.
Yeah. None of it is owned by a black person. Yeah.
That's a big, it goes back to the 1980s.
Yes.
So I think this is a big thing that you're trying
You get it, yes, it's a big thing. Yeah, it's a big. I mean, matches, just so we close, like matches. All the matches in this country is supplied by Lion Match Company. Lion Match Company has been here since 1907. I mean, matches. It's like such a small thing. No black person or no one else is supplying matches. It's just them.
Only Lion.
Yeah, Lion Match Company. And it's all owned by this Muslim family. It looks Muslim or Indian. I'm not sure what they are. Whoa. But they've been here since 1907.
That's crazy.
Like, we must definitely disrupt those type of things. Yeah. And because we buy matches. So why can't... The only point where they beat us is we don't have distribution points. Which is why Hawkers Retail, we want to focus on distribution points. Then we'll decide which matches we want.
Yeah.
Because trust me, if you go to a community and you preach this, no black community will not be upset. 100%. They'll buy that other matches. Just to say, screw Lion matches. So the political consciousness is there. It just needs a practical economic program.
Yeah, man.
Like Hawkers Retail to actually make it happen.
Yeah, man.
100%. All right. That was TK. There was some sauces spilled. My brother, Chief, you want to say something, bro, before we wrap up?
Once again, this has been fire. It's been lit. It's been too educational, right? Once again, this is a platform where you learn financial literacy. Right here, we came and did what we did best. You know what I'm saying? You are best and you did what you do best. We appreciate you for that. My brother, it's been an honor being with you. You know what I'm saying? From your boy, Chief T for the one time. Hey man, I'm signing out.
Yes sir. And from your boy, Dr. DripALot, I'm signing out, you know what I mean? So here, brother, how we do it is you have to end the show, right? So however you want to end it.
The best
you know what I mean?
possible.
However way you trying to do it, add your own sauce, whatever, you end the show. Let's get it.
How must I end it? Can I say goodbye to people?
Yeah, just the best way. Just tell them how you feeling and how you want to end
it. No, guys, I think this is a great show. These two gentlemen here are onto something big. Please follow them. Follow the show once they publish it. And let's act.
Yes, sir, we are.